In this video, I'm going to go over the mask option again in the trace window. I just wanted to show you that I'm going to go ahead and leave all of this as is and click OK. I wanted to show you that in the trace window, I can add his fishing line back in. I can make these, this more defined so you can tell in between his legs, and maybe add some more to the water. And I'm missing kind of these, grasses that go out here. And the bird, I don't want the bird because it doesn't look like a bird. It just looks like a arrow head. So anyway, I can do all that right in the trace window. I don't have to come here and use the eraser or anything like that. I can use that mask and do it right here in the trace window. So I'm going to go ahead and make this a little bit bigger. And I'm going to zoom in. And the first thing I want to do is get rid of this bird. So I'm going to go to Draw Mask. And the foreground is adding, the background is erasing. So I'm going to go to Background. And I can make this larger and just erase that bird. And then when I update the preview, you'll see there's no red lines around it, so he's not going to trace. All right, and then I want to add this fishing line. First of all, I'm going to have to go back down to probably a 2. And then I'm going to add, so I want mask foreground. And I actually think I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer. And I'm going to just draw a line the best I can. I'm not very good drawing with the mouse. And that adds a trace line there. And then I can continue it behind the grass and into the water. Okay. And then if I want to add to the water, I can go ahead and do that while I'm here. I can make this come out here, have this come out here. I'll connect all of this and maybe draw that in a little bit and then preview. So I've got some more definition there. Let me go ahead and make these grasses a little bit taller. So you get the point, right? And then over here, if I want more of this detail to show here, maybe have this a little bit bigger so you can, really define that that's his pant leg. Then I can go to background again, and I can just draw this in, and I'll go ahead and draw that in and that. And then I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger, and then this here for his foot, and check that out. Okay, so that gave me a little more definition there. And then here, I can erase this part here. Actually, that was too much. So I'm going to go and add some of that hat back in right here. And check that out. Okay. I think this actually went in a little bit too far too, because that's his face. Okay. Now, I could go back to the background and try to erase a little bit of this here to maybe give him a nose. I went too far. Looks like he's having a good old time. He's laughing. Anyways, let me add some of that back in. This, this is how you do it anyway. Let's see. You're not going to get too much definition of these flowers in here. I mean, you could, in the background, go ahead and, you know, erase some of this stuff in here just to, so it's not a big green blob. But, like I said, you're not going to get a whole lot of it actually showing you that they're flowers because this image is so small. And I'll say it again because I can say it 100 times. Start with a better resolution image and you'll have a better trace to begin with. You don't have to go through all of this. But I wanted you to see how it worked a little better than what I had showed previously. Okay. And then I'll just click OK and I will accept that trace and I'll move on. So let me go back to the trace window and I will choose this image down here and I'll update the preview. And if I zoom in here, you can see all these specks. Well, remember we talked about despeckle. So I'll update. That didn't work. We talked about detail. I'll just go ahead and choose 20. And that got rid of it. Okay. And let's see if there's any more around. I don't see any. His little toes are traced. All of this down here is not traced. So let's say that this is at, I think the default was like 98. And we leave it like that. You know, all of these are going to cut. Well, you can use the draw mask and use the background and you can preview and you can come in and erase all of this. I have to zoom in. I'm not going to go through all of it, but what I will do is the inside of his ear here. I'll increase my size and I'll just go around all of these and erase them. And you'll see when I hit update preview that they're gone. They're not in red, so they're not going to be traced. All right, so all that kind of stuff can be done right here in the trace window. Now, if I go ahead and click OK and bring this in, let me move it out over here. And I, first of all, see if I can ungroup it, which I can't. So I can do object break apart, but you know, it fills all of this in. But if I grab the outline here to see what I have, you know, break apart isn't going to work either. It will work to get rid, let me put this back. It will work to get rid of all these little pieces, but that's a lot of having to select them all and try to get them removed, and then you would have to select it all again and do object merge once you were done to get your, you know, open space and your tusks back. So in the trace window, if you use the mask, you can just do all that stuff there. You know, another option, like I said earlier, is to use the eraser tool, and you can get rid of stuff that way. I accidentally hit the line, and that's what happened. But, you know, I like the mask function. I think it's going to come in pretty handy. So I just wanted to go over that a little bit better.